Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to call the Penn West Council of Trustees regular meeting to order. Anna, can you please take the roll call for attendance?
Yes. Trustee Bellini?
Here.
Trustee Dugan?
Here.
Trustee Dunbar?
Here.
Trustee Jones?
Here.
Yes. She's on, okay. Trustee Kennedy?
Here.
Trustee Logue? Adji?
Here.
Trustee Nikolai?
Here.
Trustee Oberlander?
Here.
Trustee Pape? Here. Trustee Pickett?
Here.
Trustee Weaver?
Here.
Trustee Whitson?
Here.
Trustee Yamba? Okay. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Trustee Tim and Trustee Tyreek, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? At this time, Dr. Anderson, will you please share your quarterly report with us?
Thank you, Vice Chair Pickett. It is so nice to see all of you, and welcome to the meeting. I'd like to begin, as I often do, with our students, because they remain the clearest measure of our progress and the strongest reflection of our purpose. We extend our sincere congratulations to outgoing student trustees Tyreek Whitson and Timothy John. As they prepare to graduate, we are grateful for their service, their voice in institutional decision-making, and the perspective they brought to the Council of Trustees during their tenure. Thank you to both of you. And you become good friends, and I will miss you. Miss the opportunity to work together. At the same time, we are pleased to welcome incoming student trustees Addison Gregory from California and Rachel Braun from Clarion. Rachel, thanks for being here. It's great, and I look forward to working with you as well, and Addison. Their selection reflects their demonstrated leadership and the confidence their peers have placed in them. We look forward to their contributions. Chair Dunbar will be speaking more to this during her remarks, which will be delivered by Trustee Pickett. We are also proud that Penn West Edinboro student Sadie Taylor has been appointed as a student member of the PASHE Board of Governors. This is a significant leadership role at the system level and an outstanding opportunity to bring the student voice from Penn West and from all of Western Pennsylvania. Sadie will be an excellent representative for us on the PASHE board. Across Penn West, we continue to see students distinguishing themselves through academic achievement, leadership, and professional engagement. What is especially notable is how consistently these experiences connect directly to opportunities beyond the classroom. At Clarion, senior Ashley Polisic, a criminal justice major, was recently recognized with Te Beta Sigma's highest student honor, the Baton Leadership Award. Her achievement reflects not only individual excellence, but the leadership development and engagement opportunities that define the student experience. At Edinboro, senior Tanny Bassinger brought classroom learning into a highly visible professional setting through a digital media internship at Fallingwater, one of the nation's most iconic architectural landmarks. His work demonstrates the value of applied learning and the ways our students are building real-world skills while still completing their degrees. We are also seeing Penn West students earn recognition on broader stages. A group of MFA ceramics students from Edinboro is gaining national attention, representing the university at the highest levels of the ceramics community. And students recently competed in the CFA Society of Pittsburgh's Investment Research Challenge, showcasing their analytical and presentation skills in a highly competitive regional forum. At Penn West, California, we see strong examples of student leadership and engagement that strengthen campus life and community impact. The Student Activities Board was recognized nationally, earning the National Association for Campus Activities Board of the Year honor. This distinction reflects an extraordinary level of creativity, collaboration, and commitment to building a vibrant student experience. Together, these examples underscore a consistent theme across Penn West. Our students are not only engaged, but they also are leading. They are being recognized at increasingly visible levels for the quantity and impact of that leadership. I'd like to turn now to a brief update on the presidential task forces I referenced at our last meeting. As a reminder, these include the Strategic Planning Task Force, the Data Strategy Task Force, and the Capital Campaign Task Force, each focused on a priority area essential to Penn West's long-term strength. These groups are now concluded. Their work has been commendable, and several clear themes have emerged. First, there is a strong emphasis on clarity of direction, ensuring that our strategic plan is focused, actionable, and aligned with both our mission and market realities. Second, the Data Strategy Task Force has completed its recommendations, which have been approved by Cabinet, and we are now beginning phased implementation. The recommendations focus on strengthening our data governance, standardizing definitions and reporting, improving data literacy, and enhancing communication and access to institutional data resources. Third, the Capital Campaign Task Force is laying the groundwork for a comprehensive campaign that will strengthen our ability to invest in students' programs and facilities, while deepening engagement with our alumni and external partners. Taken together, these efforts reflect a consistent focus on alignment, ensuring that strategy, resources, and execution are working in concert to advance institutional priorities and student success. As we look to close out this fiscal year, the through line across all of this work is progress with purpose. We are not simply advancing initiatives, we are aligning them, aligning strategy with action, aligning resources with priorities, and aligning the student experience with the outcomes we know matter most. Before I conclude, I'd like to recognize our 2025 Emeritus Awardees, who are highlighted on the next slide. Their service and contributions have left a lasting impact on our university and our community. Thank you, Vice Chair Pickett. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Anderson. At this time, I would like to acknowledge two of our student trustees that will be graduating in May. First, I'd like to say a little bit about Timothy John. Trustee Tim, as I like to refer to him, he's a student trustee representing Penn West Clarion, and he will graduate with a bachelor's degree in biology with a pre-medical science concentration. Since joining the Council of Trustees in February 2025, Tim has demonstrated remarkable dedication, actively contributing as a trustee and serving as a student advocate at Penn West Clarion. He is actively involved as a student senate, on the Student Senate, the Clarion Student Association, and the Penn West Leadership Academy. He is also a member of the Biology Honor Society and actively contributes to campus engagement through volunteering, mentorship, and leadership in faith-based organizations. Timothy brings hands-on healthcare experience through his role as a hospital corpsman in the United States Navy Reserve, and also as a medical technician at Penn Highlands Assisted Living. After graduation, Tim plans to further his education in the medical field. Secondly, I'd like to mention Tyreek Wilson. Tyreek, our student representative from Penn West, California, will graduate with dual degrees in political science and psychology. Tyreek joined the Council of Trustees in April 2024 and began in the position of secretary in January 2025, which he has held since that position. Tyreek has been actively involved on the California campus, dedicating his time to service, advocacy, and student leadership. Along with his role as student trustee, Tyreek has also held roles as a community assistant, vice president of SGA, president of Student Association, and vice president of the Rainbow Alliance. His dedication to service is evident in efforts like the Big event, which brought together more than 300 students from a campus-wide day of service, for a campus-wide day of service. Following graduation, Tyreek plans to pursue graduate studies in the field of public policy and administration. To both Tim and Tyreek, we extend our heartfelt gratitude for your service to the university and to this Council of Trustees. We wish you every success in your future endeavors. As a token of appreciation, we have a special gift for you today. At this time, I would like to welcome our new incoming student trustees. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to two incoming trustees who are joining the council. Please join me in welcoming Rachel Braun, the Clarion student trustee who will be filling Tim's seat, and also Edison Gregory, the California student trustee who will be filling Tyreek's seat on the council. I'd like to say a little bit. I'd like to say a little bit about Rachel. Rachel is a native of St. Mary's, Pennsylvania, and is currently a sophomore pursuing dual degrees in mathematics and sports management studies, along with a certificate in data analytics. She has already distinguished herself as a dedicated student leader, as a member of Penn West Honors Program, a scholar athlete on the women's cross-country team, and an active participant in campus life through her student senate experience and also the math club and the Eagle Ambassadors Program. Rachel, please take a moment to say a few things about yourself.
Okay, thank you. Hello, I'm Rachel Braun, a sophomore currently majoring, as you said, in sports management in mathematics with a data analytics certificate. Past year specifically, I've been trying to take as many leadership roles as I can, as I want to get more involved in college, as I realize the importance after high school of being a leader that can help enact positive change at an institution. I'm part of the Student Senate and SAAC, which is the Student Athlete Advisor Committee, most notably, as I want to improve the student experience for both student and athletes, as I'm also an athlete on the track and cross-country team, as he mentioned as well. I wanted to take a moment to thank the Student Senate specifically, Trustee John, and most importantly, all of these lovely people here who are in and around this Council of Trustees that have allowed me for this opportunity, and most of all, I cannot wait to make an impact where it matters most.
Also like to say a little bit about Edison. Edison had class this morning, so she's not able to join us by traveling here today, nor is she able to join us on Zoom. Edison is a sophomore, majoring in biology with a pre-medical science focus, and is a native of Cole Center, Pennsylvania. She brings a strong record of leadership, service, and campus involvement. In her first semester alone, Edison has taken on leadership roles in student government, the Student Activities Board, and the Biology Club. She is also a member of the Delta Zeta sorority and represents the university as a part of the Vulcans cheerleading team. As a follow-up, I'd like to also recognize that I have Chair Dunbar on Zoom with us today. I just want to take a moment to give you a chance, Chair Dunbar, to say anything you would like.
Thank you, Vice Chair Pickett. It's notable that Larry and I both chose to attend Clarion at the same time, and we met at that university. We lived 2 blocks away and had never met each other until we were on that campus. I would like to acknowledge a trustee of the town where you are currently meeting. Donna Oberlander, though this is known to many in Clarion, won a Lifetime Achievement Award by the Clarion Chamber of Commerce recently. And I wanted to make sure that all in the Penn West community knew that. I was on the campus last week and I wish I were there today, but I just want to share a couple of experiences with a statewide leadership program, most of whom had never been there before, and what their responses were to our 3 student trustees who were just acknowledged, Tyreek, Tim, and Aiden. They did their own presentations, unguarded by any specific questions from me, made up of their own initiative. And as they were speaking, I continued to get notes passed and texts with exclamation marks and "this is amazing" and "where did these 3 come from?" and comments of that nature. Along with that, next up was Dr. Fensky and Jimmy. They had selected 6 students on the Clarion campus. And in our audience, one of my scholars happens to be a faculty member from another state system. And she said she got more questions or comments than I did because people asked her, are your students like these students? And she responded, no students are like these students. These students are amazing. She said she was going to drink some of the water there. While there, we visited a park that was helped to be organized by trustee emerita Melissa Bauer, Freedom's Flame Park on 2nd Avenue. An article was written about that. Penn State has picked up that article and intends to run that article that will feature our visit that was there. So I thank that trustee emerita and the DCED part because they funded Freedom's Flame. One of my fave Penn West provost, Dave Hartley, also spoke. And before he left, he was accosted by an editor of a magazine in Pennsylvania to ask if he would give testimony to an article that was being written. And before I could get back to him, he had already acknowledged and said yes. Donna Oberlander also gave a stellar presentation there. Our president, John Anderson, though he had to reschedule so many times, I was uncertain if we would have to have the class at 11 o'clock at night to make sure he could satisfy all of the chancellor's requirements to get him with us. He was zenith. It was a jaw-dropping presentation, so much so that some students made something I was unaware of, but it's called a stamp. And it's when someone is very famous, they make an image that has a background. It's kind of in black that they were passing around by the end of the Study Institute. So I just wanted to point out that from the perspective of others coming into this university where you're seated today was such a positive trajectory. And I think people, even sitting behind the president, the team that's there, setting up all the AV in the room, setting up the room, making sure the air conditioner is working, bringing us fans, all of those individuals to the food that was served and the pleasantries that were exchanged. I thank you. Thanks for your kind and gracious attention. Larry, thank you for taking time to let me report.
Thank you, Chair Dunbar. I would now like to turn it over to Trustee Weaver for an update from the nominating committee.
Thanks, Vice Chair. The nominating committee has been formally established and consists of Danny Jones and Donna Oberlander. The next step is you're going to all receive an email from myself or Rachel about the next steps that we're going to be taking on how we're going to get to nominations in that next process. So the next step before we do any of that is I will be sending out a description of each of the positions, what they consist of, and what those responsibilities are, and then we will go from there.
Thank you, Trustee Weaver. I'd also like to make a special announcement here, and this is in regards to, due to Tyreek's upcoming graduation in May, the council of the secretary, at least in his role as council secretary, we want to that position to remain vacant in the elections until the elections are held October 1st. And at that point, we will, again, in the interim, the trustee liaison will continue to record the meeting minutes as usual, and the trustee chair will make the necessary motions for their approval. At this time, we'd like to move to the public comment portion of the meeting. Anna, do we have any public comments?
There have been no registered public comments.
Okay, thank you. I would like to extend a warm welcome to the local APSCOF representative, Dr. Andy Lingwald from Penn West Clarion, and also Dr. Mark Kilwin, who is unavailable to attend today, and so therefore Dr. Lingwald has so generously agreed to join us. At this time, I invite Dr. Lingwald to the podium to speak on behalf of Penn West AFSCOF.
Well, thank you very much, Chair Pickett, and warm welcome to all of you. Was so happy to see Rachel Braun here as our new student trustee. Happy to tell you she's a student in my public speaking class. I can attest to her professionalism and dedication already, and we both get the chance to do a little bit of public speaking today. So isn't that just the practicality of a Penn West education right there? The classroom is only the beginning. As was mentioned, I'm Andy Lingwall. I serve as the Vice President of Penn West Clarion APSCUF. I'm now entering my 21st year as a communication professor in the Department of Business, Economics, and Communication. I'd like to start by saying springtime is a time of renewal. And while it might seem out of sync with the academic calendar, we can't help but pause and consider the beauty that's on display in Western Pennsylvania, especially today, right? We are blessed and honored to bring affordable and excellent public higher education to students and the communities we serve. I want to personally welcome all of you to our campus if it's your first time here. And I would like to thank the Council of Trustees, all of our honored guests, for your service to Penn West University. I'd also like to acknowledge our APSCUF chapter presidents, Dr. Mark Kilwine of Clarion, Dr. Sam Claster of Edinburgh, and Dr. Mario Machin of CalU, all of whom are en route to an important legislative assembly event taking place in Harrisburg. It begins this evening. They will, part of that is that our last president, Dr. Joyce Overly, will be receiving a lifetime honor for her service to APSCUF. They send their regrets that they were unable to attend. Now, there's a paradox in looking backward at the year gone by in the month of April, and I propose that we consider both what's happened in the last year and what we all hope will happen when the academic year resumes in August. As you all know, we've gone through a prolonged and difficult revision of the academic array. It's been a heavy burden on all faculty, but especially department chairs, as every course, every program, major and minor, was reviewed and reconsidered. It's important to note that this revision follows others that have already occurred in the recent past of our young university in its current Penn West format. Numerous programs and courses have been modified or proposed for moratorium. Other programs and concentrations have been added, with lots of excitement and optimism there, I might add. While we, the faculty, recognize a certain amount of pruning is necessary to ensure vigorous growth in the future, we're also mindful that one should take great care not to cut too deeply. These deep and comprehensive reviews of academic programs need time to settle in. Faculty across departments on 3 campuses need time to make the new schedules work. We sincerely hope that this latest program revision will get the time that it requires to be developed and to work. We hope that the students who come in under the newly revised catalog in the fall semester are graduated and replaced by new cohorts long before another similarly disruptive process is contemplated. So, when we return to campus for the fall 2026 semester, here are some thoughts that will be on the minds of our professors. Firstly, we need to see an investment in the faculty. While changes to the program array were very much about creating efficiencies and doing more without inflating the budget, it's critical that we not lose sight of our brand, the Penn West brand, and the fact that the faculty are an important aspect of the face of that brand every day, representing that brand to students, to families, to the communities in which they live. We need to prioritize teaching, training, and relationships between professors and students. Our management cannot achieve financial security if they are stifling the vibrant spirit of an excellent academic institution at the same time. Penn West needs investments to become a more exciting venue in the future. Our brand needs time to develop. Our best marketing strategy will be our successful alumni. All of this starts in the classroom with faculty, the people guiding our students through the process of a university education. These years will be the most important and transformative experience of their education and career development. Secondly, we need to see investment in our classrooms and facilities. The Penn West model is based on 3 campuses within one university. This requires greater use of technology. While our campuses continue to offer excellent in-person programs, we are also an experiment in distance education for the PASHI. For example, how does a professor optimally teach and assess the progress of a student 100 miles away? While these challenges are not unique to our university, Penn West and Commonwealth universities are unique in dealing with them on this scale. We need dedicated funding from the PA state system of higher education in order to fulfill our mission and become leaders in distance education. As I conclude my remarks today, I'd like to acknowledge the service of our faculty colleagues who have taken on administrative duties since the time of consolidation. Here I'm talking about deans, assistant deans, program directors, and vice presidents who set aside their classroom teaching and research in order to serve in interim positions that require immediate attention. One example of a person such as that today is our interim provost, Dr. James Fisher, whom I had the pleasure of meeting in person for the first time about 30 minutes ago. Jim is a political science professor who took on the challenge of running academic affairs on an interim basis during this very challenging time. Jim has served the university with dedication and tireless energy. So we thank Jim and all of these colleagues for their service. Would you join me in a round of applause for them? In some cases, we'll welcome these colleagues back to their departments and to their students at the start of the next academic year. Their dedication indeed makes us Penn West proud and demonstrates once again that our faculty form the backbone of this institution. Thank all of you for your time and the opportunity to address this body today.
Thank you, Dr. Langwald. We would also like to welcome Penn West Faculty Senate co-chairs. Joining us today are Dr. Jamie Phillips from Penn West Clarion, and also Dr. Peter Kovshinikoff from Penn West Edinburgh, and Dr. Robin Weaver from Penn West California. At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Phillips to the podium to speak on behalf of Penn West Faculty Senate.
Good afternoon. It's so nice to be back today. I appreciate you all inviting us to get together. I'm Dr. Phillips. I teach philosophy here at the university. I've done so for an extraordinarily long time, 27 years, and start my 28th in the fall. And it's always been a delight. I've served as faculty senate chair. I think this is my 4th or 5th time over the course of many years. And it's always an experience, and this time around was a particularly fruitful one. I really enjoyed the opportunity. And I say this because I'm stepping off, and I'll get to that at the very end. But I do appreciate this body very much, and I just want to talk a little bit about what Faculty Senate is, to remind the board a little bit about what we've done. I want to identify what I think is the best thing that we've accomplished this year, and then I want to say some goodbyes for some people, because some people are stepping off, right? So Faculty Senate is your body, right? So this is a Board of Governors body. We belong to you, right? We are constituted by you, and we work through the president who provide advice and recommendations involving policy at the university across a plethora of different areas, right? We are constituted by 3 members from each campus that provide the constitution of the executive board, the chair, the vice chair, and the secretary. And then we're also constituted by department representatives from all the different departments, senators and alternates. And therefore, we're a fairly large body, but we are a very representative body as a consequence. So we have different subcommittees, and the subcommittees, there's a lot of subcommittees, but the most important ones are going to be academic standards, faculty affairs, student affairs. Faculty affairs has a couple subcommittees. We have institutional resources. We have lots of different committees, and the goal of those committees is to help provide guidance and recommendations involving proposed policies from the university, the provost, the president, deans, wherever those may come from, and that's kind of what the day-to-day business of the Senate is. And we've certainly done a lot of good work there. Academic affairs, academic standards, I should say, has created an advising day that they started in the fall. It was well received and will continue on again in the long run if it gets modified through time. We've got student affairs working with the rest of the student bodies to. That's all right. That's good. I was given presentations yesterday in my class, Tuesday in my class, and at that exact same moment they decided to weed eat outside the window, because that's how the universe functions. That's right. It's better there than inside my head. That's right. So I don't need a tumor now. So. But faculty affairs deals with things like online. We did a nice survey of our online faculty, and all that information is coming out, and people are looking at it from the administrative side. We've got bodies involved with assessment, and so Middle States is always lingering there in the background, and we want to make sure that we're in good stead with the Middle States accreditors, and we have a body dedicated to do exactly that. And we have a Gen Ed committee, and the Gen Ed committee had to do a lot of work this year because we had massive revisions of our Gen Ed program that went through Faculty Senate with approval, went to our incredibly overworked UCC, which is our curriculum committee, to go on to the president and the provost to determine whether or not to accept those changes. And those were all done within the context of all the programmatic array changes that were mentioned before, right? And I do want to echo everything that Andy had to say. You know, first off, for JD deserves another round of applause. I value people who work, right? And JD worked, right? And so he took on, I don't know, John's got a difficult job. The provost has a very difficult job too. And to take on that job at an incredibly difficult time, to work as hard as he did, you know, diligently working hard, right? Nobody writes longer emails than J.D. Fisher. And it's appreciated, right? Because what J.D.'s trying to do, just like John's trying to do, just like everybody in this room trying to do, is we're trying to show that we're alive and that we thrive, right? This university is not going anywhere. It's here for the long run. We're here for our students. We're here for the region, no matter what you may read in local newspapers, right? And this is because of people like JD and all the other people in this room that work for the university tirelessly, right? I appreciate them, right? I've always appreciated them, but the older I get, the more I do, right? And I'm getting pretty old, right? So thank you to that, and thank you to them. Our committees have done their work, and they do good stuff, and we want to make them work harder. Quite frankly, I think that's probably where we need to be moving in the future, get them working and doing more things. We've been engaged with the task forces that John was talking about, bringing them to come talk to us, engage with the deans, having them come to Senate to come talk with us. And that, in fact, is the most important thing that we do, right? When you attend the Faculty Senate meeting, there's going to be scores of individuals there across the universities. We've had up towards of 100 people on a single Zoom call for an hour and a half to 2 hours talking about policy, talking about issues. Always at least 50, 60, 70 people. And so it's a way for the university, which is spread out in space, right, to kind of come together in a unified way with the same goal, the goal of making us all successful. And it's been a good experience, right? So this Faculty Senate, you know, our Faculty Senate always met like over there, okay? And it's a little room, and the faculty senators would come, and they would do their bit, and we tried to do our best to be a successful Faculty Senate, but you're cut off, right? And so you're hoping to get things back, but the structure that we have, having all departments represented, The fact that we're going to have a staff senate that's going to be working in parallel with us allows us to try to achieve the goal of actual integration, human integration as opposed to simple structural paper trail type of integration. And that's a goal that I think that it's on its path to doing, right? It's got a lot more to do, right? But I can feel satisfied having served on that body now for the last 3 years in all three roles. I was secretary and then vice chair, and now this year I serve as chair. It's gotten better and better, and I assume it's going to get even better into the future, right? That said, it's not done on its own, right? It's there because the president comes to every meeting, right? He attends our EC meetings every Monday at 3:30 we meet, EC or the regular faculty senate, and because the president comes, it means something. It means something. People come because the president's going to be there. That's why. Because that's the top of the pyramid, and we all want to be working towards the goal that John sets for us. And that is appreciated too. And so, and JD's there too. Okay, I said he weren't sorry. JD's almost always there, unless he's got some other business to attend to. Right? And so that's something that we want to see continue. We want to have continual interaction with our president and with our provost, and hopefully connecting up with the staff senate and their leadership as well through the coordinating councils that the president's been proposing. Right? And that is really what Faculty Senate has done here. It's been an attempt as a single body to integrate the university at the level of faculty and administration, and I think it's been working. Right? I think it's actually been doing its job. It's got more ways to go, but it's on the path of being a very vibrant body. Right? I do want to take some time to thank my colleagues here. They were chairs before I was, okay? And Peter Kushinikov and Robin Weaver, they always work. They always do their job. And they represent their campuses very well. We have our faculty forums. It's a great place to meet with people, to talk and have administrative come talk with us, to have union leadership come talk with us. They've done their duty, and it's because of them that executive committee has been functional, and because the Senate has been functional as a consequence. And I just want to take a moment to thank them, because we are all leaving. Okay, Robin's going to be a vice chair, but she's stepping down, so somebody else is going to be able to take over the reins. That's always important. Right? It's always important that you that you walk away. You George Washington it, right? And you give somebody else an opportunity to serve. I'm always happy to serve, and I'm always happy to walk away because of that. And we've got good new people, young people that are coming up, people that are going to be here for the long term, that are invested. But I want to take a moment to thank Robin and Peter for the help that they've done at the Faculty Senate, and for the guidance that they provided me, and simply for being outstanding individuals. Thank you. And any guidance that the Council of Trustees has for us in the future, give it to us, right? We're happy to listen. If there's concerns that you have, things that we can investigate, things that we can pursue as policy changes, policy considerations, let us know. We're happy to work with you, because once again, we do serve under you, right? And I thank you for your time. If there are any questions. That's the best time. No questions is the best questions, right? Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Phillips. We will now hear from our Penn West student trustees. Aidan Dugan, Tyreek Wilson, and a joint report from Trustee Timothy John, and also Student Government President Bethany Morrow. Aidan, I invite you to begin the reports, followed by Tyreek, and then by Tim and Bethany.
Well, thank you very much, Vice Chair Pickett. I very much appreciate it. I don't have much to report on today. I'm 2 miles from the Edinburgh exit, so I'm almost home. Very excited for that. But I just want to give a few remarks here. So back in February, since we last met, I was able to take a New York City trip with our radio club where we won multiple awards. And it was just a fun trip. Got to see a couple of Broadway shows and spend some time with some buddies. So that was a good time. And then later in February, we had our club and organization work for clubs and organizations and individuals. I was lucky enough myself to win the committee for this year, so I was very honored to have that. On our radio station, I've actually been running our office hours on air show, where I have had multiple staff and faculty come on the show, as well as Dr. Anderson came on. We found Metallica. Got to make sure we play some Metallica for Dr. Anderson. I've been able to be on a couple of tours with our possible vice president, finance and administration, and some awesome times with them, being able to learn about them and answer some questions and give them tours. This past weekend, we had our spring show on our campus. We had Kira O'Sullivan. It was a comedy show. She's an SNL writer. We also have SNL campers with her, and oh, howdy, it was a good time for us. We had a lot of laughs. So that was a lot of fun. I got to go on the news and talk about that. In a couple weeks, I recommend everybody on May 2nd come down to California and watch our Penn West combined choir concert. It's going to be at 7 o'clock in Steele Hall. I hope you can all make it. Tyreek, I will see you there, my friend. And I just want to go ahead and wrap up by saying, Tim and Tyreek, I'm going to miss you guys so much, but also a huge hello to Addison and to Rachel, and I can't wait to work with you guys. So thank you so much. I rest.
Thank you, Aiden. We'll go to Tyreek.
Okay, perfect. Thank you all. I'm gonna get straight into it. So, to speak on some of the student activities going on this semester, there's been a lot of events happening this semester. Cal has seen a continuation of what we've seen last semester, and that's a trend towards a thriving campus and students who are involved in all areas. This trend is continuing with clubs and organizations coming together, hosting pop-up events and smaller scale events between some large-scale events as well. And this is a good balance for many of the students who are on campus currently. Truly, there's been a real good success this semester, and I just want to highlight some of those events that have been happening. Last week at California, we had our Student Appreciation Week with many events. Two of the bigger events that happened last week, the first one being the California Country Night, the first time we've done something like this. This was hosted by Student Activities Board and Student Government on Monday, April 13th. This happened throughout 3rd Street, so we brought in some food trucks, line dancing, music, mechanical bulls, which I got hurt on, and some s'mores. And it was a fun, relaxing night for all students. We had about 300 or more students who attended that event. Then on Thursday, with the impressive Student Activities Board that we had highlighted earlier by Dr. Anderson, Thursday, April 16th, we had the California concert, our annual concert, the opener being Hot Shell Ray and the main show being 303 at the Convocation Center. They were able to sell 702 tickets and had 653 people in attendance overall. This was a very good mix of both students and general public members. And, you know, I think we had more than 350 of general public, so we brought in a lot of people just to see what's going on campus in general. It also was a Twilight Tour night, so some prospective students were able to see the concert as well. They were able to make over $10,000, which will help go towards their next concert or large-scale event that they will do next academic year. Going to another great event that happened on campus, and that we're hoping to get replicated at other campuses eventually, is the second annual Student and Alumni Networking Night. This is a networking night brought to students for all majors, as well as alumni who work in various industries. We had more than 30 students who attended, with around 15 alumni in attendance as well. This was hosted through Student Government and the Alumni House. And then from my own personal experience at that event, we were able to learn a lot about, you know, not only their jobs, but, you know, feedback and advice about life after college and what the next steps could be. Going into giving back to the community, the first one I want to speak on a little bit is the big event, 2026, which happened on March 28th. This event is one I'm very proud of, and this year was the second year I had the opportunity to plan it as Vice President of Student Government. And this is a day of community service, for those who don't know, in the California borough and surrounding communities, Brownsville, West Brownsville, Cole Center, other areas. During that day, we had close to 400 students, about 390-ish, join us from nearly 38 clubs, organizations, and athletic teams. We helped 28 sites, including residential, businesses, and community areas. And the groups were tasked with raking leaves, picking up trash, painting, organizing, highway cleanups, cleaning in general, and much more. This event has occurred for a very long time. I talked to Missy Dunn yesterday. It's about 18 years, if not more, that's happened at the Cal campus. And I've had a joy in participating in my first 2 years and the last 2 years planning it, of course. And then, you know, seeing a lot of my peers who college students were not always very happy about getting up early in the morning to go help people, but they were very excited, very happy, and they helped a lot of individuals in the community. So I'm more than proud about that. And then with this new Student Government Association constitutions passed through all 3 campuses, this is also an event that we are looking to push to Clarion and Edinboro as well to replicate it in these communities. Some other initiatives happening on campus, letters to seniors at Senator Woods adult care facility have been happening, care packages for unhoused individuals, various community fundraisers, food, care product donations, such like that, and then many organizations in Greek life and athletics have done community cleanups and highway cleanups. Going to athletics, we've had various club and NCAA teams go national and represent Penn West California on a larger stage. Club volleyball went to Kansas City earlier, not this month, but last month. Women's club rugby went to Nashville for their annual Nash Bass conference, intercollegiate conference. Cheerleading and dance team went to Daytona once again, and they both did pretty well. This one actually happened local in Pittsburgh. The NCAA baseball team was able to face off against Point Park University at PNC Park. So that was a great opportunity for those individuals. And then the women's golf team will be playing the PSAC championships on April 22nd. So we're very proud of all of our athletes on campus, and they continue to strive. And last but not least, this is one of my highlights of this semester is the women's flag football team. Their first year, inaugural season, they're currently 8-5, and they're 4-0 at home. So they're doing really great, especially for it to be in their inaugural season. Okay, now before I end this, just a big thank you for the last 2 years of serving on the Council of Trustees to all of the people here right now, the trustees who I've become friends and colleagues with over the last 2 years. Just thank you all for all your guidance and advice you've given me. I was talking to Danny earlier, and he was saying, make sure I reach out as a resource and then, for letter recommendations and stuff, and trust and believe I will. But I really appreciate it. I've seen this university since I came here grow a lot. Mainly because I came whenever the university was first established in 2022. There was a lot of issues in the beginning, especially with communication to students and communication overall and what this university could offer students. And yes, we got to continue strengthening that communication with students, but also continuing to grow and continuing to understand that, we're here for the students, and we're definitely here to make sure this region of Western Pennsylvania continues to strive in the way it does. We have a lot of students who are passionate, to say the least, but we have a lot of students who are passionate, and you want to use them to continue bringing more students. The biggest thing I've said since me being a leader at Cal is, if you make students happy, that's all you need to bring in the future successes. And Dr. Anderson was talking about this earlier, shifting resources just to make sure students are happy. And, once that happens, who knows what's going to happen next. So this is an ever-changing world, but I'm happy to see that Penn West is continuing to strive in that area and be a leader in the changes in the education world. So very proud of my time here, and I can't wait to come back next year for homecoming and then 20 years down the line and see what happens. So thank you all, and I appreciate you all.
Thank you, Trustee Tyreek, and congratulations to you again. And now we'll hear from Trustee Timothy John and Clarion Student Government President Bethany Morrow.
Hello, everyone. Before I start off my report, I'd like to divert some of my time to the Student Senate President, Bethany Morrow.
Hi, everyone. I'm glad to be here and report on behalf of the students. The Penn West Clarion Student Senate has had a really productive and successful stretch, with a large number of student involvement, engaging events, and overall growth in participation and attendance. Members of the Senate in this campus have all been working together to make the campus a more engaging place and give students multiple opportunities to get involved regardless of their interest. One of the biggest highlights was our fundraiser with Blended Nutrition and Clarion. It brought together a lot of students and created an exciting atmosphere, bringing the students of our Penn West branch into the community of Clarion. A major moment from that event was being able to bring our mascot Ernie, which helped boost excitement and got more people to come out through our social media presence regarding the event. The owner was really happy with how everything turned out and was very appreciative of the opportunity to support our campus. A little over 150 drinks were sold in the 5-day period, making it a huge success. Another huge success for us was the annual Reinhardt Award ceremony. The turnout was the highest since after COVID. The students were excited to participate and enjoyed recognizing their peers. Many clubs that have not participated historically also made an appearance and recognized their members. In the past few months, a number of new clubs have been recognized by the Student Senate. These new clubs and organizations are giving students a chance to learn about different subjects that may not be their regular curriculum. The increase in clubs likewise helps students to find a place to get involved on campus with their unique interest or discovering something new. On the logistics side, the Student Senate has made very important progress by getting our new bylaws approved. This was a big step forward because it helps improve how we run our organization, keeps everything organized, ensures better representation for students, and limits the amount of discretion towards policies, positions, and responsibilities across all 3 campuses. A campus-wide Student Senate election was held from April 20th through April 22nd. During that time, our candidates had the chance to table at the Eagle Commons. This is really helpful for connecting with students, answering questions, and encouraging people to vote, and introducing students to candidates they may not have previously been aware of. Tabling went very well and helped increase awareness and participation in the elections. Looking towards the end of the semester and finals week, we have some exciting events still coming up, such as Wingo and Late Night Breakfast, both which are historically very popular and bring a lot of students together, especially during the last stressful times in the semester. Every week, UAB tries to put on amazing events such as bingo and movie nights, which these events have been great for keeping students engaged and giving them something to do on campus regularly. UAB and the Veterans Club have put together a new initiative during our Chillin' and Grillin' Week, which will be coming up on May 2nd. This event is set up like a carnival for both students and the community, which is a great way to bring people together and create a last hurrah for everyone right before finals week begins. This also serves as another venue for many clubs on campus to participate and make it more exciting for the students. Throughout this semester, it has been a really strong and active time for the Student Senate, and likewise an improvement in student experience. Between events, elections, organizational, and logistical improvements, there has been a lot of progress made. All these events and improvements all really show how much effort everyone is putting into making campus life better. Thank you, and the end of my report.
Hello everyone, it is nice to see all of you in person. I am excited to report on behalf of my fellow students of Penn West Clarion. The past few months have been a season of growth and collaboration for our university, and the students are thrilled to embrace this journey with us. I thank our president, our staff, and faculty for making this place feel like home for me and the rest of the students on our campuses. This semester has been very eventful. The focus on working together is visible with all the clubs and organizations as they plan events that don't overlap and make sure that all students have the ability to participate in as many opportunities as possible. The University Activities Board has taken multiple initiatives to expand on the momentum that was built with our current student body through many events in the past semester, such as bingo, karaoke, movie nights, game shows, and a comedy show new to our campus that turned out to be a huge success. Clubs like Eagle Ambassadors have truly stood up to their mission of building campus culture by promoting and showing up for many clubs and sporting events. They hosted a pizza party to acknowledge the efforts of the women's volleyball team for having their entire team support Eagle Ambassadors for their first event to fill the stands at the dive meet on the 30th of January. Along with that, they helped the rec center, they helped promote the polar plunge and many other events on campus through social media. As always, the Rec Center cultivated stress relief and further enriched the campus community through regular club volleyball, pickleball, and basketball tournaments and practices. Over the past week, the Reinhardt Award ceremony, hosted by the Student Senate, provided an opportunity to recognize and celebrate the achievements of students across campuses. In addition, the Penn West Leadership Academy honored several graduating seniors who successfully completed the program and fulfilled all its requirements. In an effort to increase campus density, there are plans to relocate Gemmell Student Center to the Suites on Main South. Recognizing that a change of this scale would naturally generate a range of opinions, myself, a group of student leaders, alongside key staff involved in this transition, organized a series of focus groups. These sessions provided students with a space to share their perspectives, reflect on different aspects of the move, and contribute meaningfully to the decision-making process. As a result of these conversations, the overall outlook on the relocation has shifted in a positive direction, with many students expressing growing excitement about the new opportunities this change may bring. That said, some concerns remain, particularly regarding the distribution of and accessibility of food options across campus. These concerns have been clearly communicated to the appropriate personnel and are being taken into consideration as planning continues. In an effort to increase campus visibility and engagement, several initiatives have been implemented, including new student orientation, campus tours, and open houses that almost happen every week. These events are designed to give prospective students a genuine sense of campus life, enhanced by student-led tours and panels that provide an authentic and relatable perspective. Additionally, our campus hosted the annual Science Olympiad, offering current students the opportunity to volunteer while also showcasing our science facilities to visiting participants. This event not only highlighted our academic resources, but also allowed students to engage more deeply with the campus community. The Golden Eagles have made a significant impact across their respective sports this year. Notably, the dive team achieved remarkable success in the national level, with Colleen Hudson earning first place in the 3-meter event and Luna Castellanos securing first place in the 1-meter event. Their accomplishments are a testament to the dedication and excellence of our student athletes. As we begin to look ahead, bittersweet as it may be, I am proud to share that Rachel Braun will be stepping into the role of student trustee following my graduation. Rachel is an outstanding student and athlete with a genuine passion for service and advocacy. I'm excited to see her grow in this position and make it her own. As for me, as I walk across the stage at graduation, I will be entering a new chapter. I plan to take a year away from school, working in the medical field and preparing to apply to medical school. I am looking forward to this period of growth, taking time to reflect while continuing to build discipline in both my personal and professional life. It has truly been an honor to serve in this role. I feel incredibly privileged to have worked alongside my fellow trustees and the president during my time as a student trustee. I will sincerely miss each one of you, and I'm grateful for the ways you have inspired me, especially in considering a future in higher education. With that, end of my last report.
Thank you, Trustee Timothy. Thank you to all of our trustees, and also thank you to Bethany, who is our Clarion Student Government President. At this time, I would like to call upon Trustee Bellini, who will share an update from PAC, the Pennsylvania Association of Councils of Trustees.
Thank you, Vice Chair. On April 15th in Harrisburg, we had our annual PACT meeting in conjunction with the Board of Governors session. At that meeting, some of the prime tasks that we wanted to accomplish was to validate our annual budget and also to re-elect or elect PACT board members. There's 5 positions. 2 of us were term limited. The president and the vice president were term limited. The other 3 members that were on the PAC board wanted to run again. We had a nominating committee. I was on it. Aiden Dugan was on it, and then Brandon Bance from Millersville was on it. And so we presented to the assembled people that were either on Zoom call or in the meeting, the nomination committee, and we presented the budget. but sadly, we didn't have a quorum. So the vote could not take place, and the vote is being done digitally now. So hopefully that'll be announced soon. It just came out this week, the email to send your vote in. The current board officers keep their positions until July 1st. So what we're going to do in the next 3 months, and what we already started to do, is do what we call a right seat ride. They're going to shadow us and go to our meetings, because we have board meetings a lot. And so when July 1st comes over, they'll be able to transition and take up the realm. We had a lot of excitement about, well, we want to have an in-person meeting. Over the last year, the year prior, we sent out a survey and we asked trustees across the board, what did you want? And we got a lot of ideas that they wanted to have in-person meetings. And so we were kind of saddened, I guess, by the turnout, but it is what it is. That's what I have to report today. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Bellini. We now move to the consent agenda. Consent agenda items will be considered in one motion unless a member wishes to have an item removed for individual discussion. Does anyone wish to discuss the consent agenda? The consent agenda consists of minutes of the regular meeting of January 22nd, 2026, and the order of succession resolution. Is there a motion to approve the consent?
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion on the motion? Anna, please take a roll call vote.
Trustee Bellini?
Yes.
Trustee Dugan?
Yes.
Trustee Dunbar?
Yes.
Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee John?
Yes.
Trustee Kennedy?
Yes.
Trustee Logue?
Yes.
Trustee Maggi?
Yes.
Trustee Nikolai?
Yes.
Trustee Oberlander?
Yes.
Trustee Pape?
Yes.
Trustee Pickett?
Yes.
Trustee Weaver?
Yes.
Trustee Whitson?
Yes.
Trustee Yamba?
At this time, we will hear from the Communication and Marketing Committee. The Communications and Marketing Report can be found in your packet on page 20. Committee Chair, Trustee Maggi, the floor is yours.
The Communications and Marketing Committee met on April 1st and engaged in a productive discussion on several key initiatives. The committee reviewed early performance metrics from the new brand campaign, fall media results, magazine reach, and the launch of the new Merit platform. Together, these efforts underscore Penn West's continued commitment to strengthening its visibility and advancing its institutional storytelling. With that, I'm pleased to turn it over to Vice President Rapinski for the University Communications Marketing Report. Kelly?
Thank you, Trustee Maggi. This afternoon, I will provide an update on communications and marketing. I'll be focusing on how our work is strengthening the visibility, engagement, and supporting enrollment. On the slide in front of you, you'll see that from January through March, we generated over 1,100 media mentions, which had a reach of an estimation of about 84 million people. What this really reflects is a very strong earned media momentum, which we love because that's not paid media, and growing visibility with prospective students, their families, and our regional stakeholders. We're also seeing very meaningful value on how this is helping expand awareness in an extremely competitive market in higher ed. Next slide. Our university e-news is really performing exceptionally well right now. We had more than 42,000 page views since we last met. And what I really want to highlight is that 94% engagement rate. The engagement rate reflects how often a visitor who reads a story on the page then continues exploring. So maybe they'll click to additional content and they'll engage more deeply within our site. So what this is telling us is that the content that we're publishing is resonating. It's not just being seen, but it's connecting. And these stories that we tell, these are about our students, our faculty, our staff. These are really critical proof points, not only for within reach, but also about the power of Penn West. It's showing the real outcomes and our students' success. Next slide. We also launched our digital alumni magazine, which continues to see success and scale across lots of different digital channels with a reach of over 300,000 views. Moving to a digital format has really allowed us to maximize each story across our platforms, and it's really helping to strengthen alumni and community engagement. We're currently mapping out the next issue of the magazine, which we expect to be out in late summer. Next slide. Trustee Maggi touched on this briefly, the Merit Platform. So the Merit Platform is how we highlight academic achievements, experiential learning, and leadership through the Merit website. And what we do is we distribute stories directly to the site, and then those go to the local communities, high schools, and the public officials from the hometown that these students are from. It's a really powerful communication tool that helps build reputation, and it also helps to connect Penn West across the Commonwealth and beyond. Next slide. An example of this was the Fall Dean's List. So we promoted this with nearly 3,000 students being recognized, and we saw really strong engagement through Merit. It included hundreds of interactions from public officials who were commenting on the article, congratulating students, and this really connects that student success directly to external audiences and reinforces Penn West's value. We've also shared with the students what they can do with Merit. They can use this as really a great tool, especially for our trustees who are graduating this semester. As you're applying for jobs and you're looking for ways to highlight achievements or ways you've been mentioned at the university, you can link back to your individual Merit page, and it'll have any story that was published about you, any achievements that you had. Students have the option to opt out of this, or they can also opt in and use it to help promote, when they're out there looking for a job or internships. Next slide. We're really happy with the success that we've had with our Within Reach campaign, and we're seeing very good and strong early results. Notably, a 57% increase in our landing page. So that's the page that we're directing people through the ads to applications. So we're seeing a very strong impact with enrollment. We're seeing very strong video engagement, which is helping to build awareness and connection. And I'm hopeful on your Facebook feeds or other social medias, you've seen the new ads. It makes me really happy when I see them on there with the new brand and some of the new imagery and videos that we have. Next slide. We're also seeing continued audience growth, and this includes a 52% increase in new website users. This is really what the point of these ads are. So our focus now is converting that growth into applications and continuing to grow enrollment. Next slide. Our advertising strategy continues to support this through a coordinated mix of video, digital, and social. And so you can see on the screen just some of the ads that we have out there now. So we're really focused on consistent visibility and performance, driving inquiries, applications, and visits, and optimizing for that return on investment that we made in our brand. Next slide. And finally, we continue to optimize our website. We know this is one of the #1 ways students and their families look for information. So we're continuing to improve that student journey. We're working very closely with Darren, the VP of Enrollment Management, and we've made some really great key updates and new pages, including our adult learner and dual enrollment pages. And it's really all designed to support that enrollment pathways and make it easier for students to take the next step. In closing, all of this work across communications, marketing, and the web, the work that we're doing with academic affairs, student affairs, and SEM, it's all aligned around a single goal, and that's strengthening awareness, increasing engagement, and driving enrollment. We're not just telling the Penn West story, we're demonstrating that impact through measurable outcomes. I'm happy to take any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Any questions from the trustees? At this time, we will hear from the Academic Affairs Committee. The Academic Affairs Committee report can be found in your packet on page 27. Committee Chair, Trustee Jones, the floor is yours.
All right, we met on April 1st, which really wasn't an April Fool's Day, but we took it in consideration. I appreciate Dr. Fisher with a lot of the things that he's doing to help students. One of the things I take away is that we're looking to find students where they are, take them to the next level. A couple of things that stood out for me were the supplemental instruction program, the peer tutoring program, peer mentoring program, and student success coaching. For more details, I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Fisher.
Thank you, Trustee Jones. Good afternoon, everybody. As always, it's a privilege to be here with all of you, and I just want to say I'm touched by the kind remarks of my Senate and APSCOF colleagues. Thank you very much, Andy and Jamie. Very kind and generous. So I keep my remarks brief. I just want to talk about a couple different things that are happening at the end of the year. Everyone knows in the academic calendar, April is the cruelest month. It's very busy. Many exciting things coming. We're running downhill to get to commencement, but also trying to finish up a lot of really important work. And in particular, we are at the end of the deliberative stage of the work we're doing on the academic array. Tremendous amount of work has gone into that, particularly by the faculty. And we have literally several hundred proposals, courses and programs being deliberated on by our university-wide curriculum committee, and the chair of that committee is Dr. Mark Sanko, who's doing a tremendous job along with his other 24 colleagues. Some of those proposals are things that we're considering to put in a moratorium, but a lot of them are evolution and improvement, as we've talked about over the past several meetings, to improve the academic array, streamline things, and improve the student experience. So we should be finished with that work possibly by the end of the semester. If not, we've talked with the University Curriculum Committee of having a few extra meetings after commencement into May. That should not impede in any way the launch of the revision to the academic array in the fall 26 semester. So I think everyone's excited to have this chapter close and then move on to implementation, and again, being excited with the evolution of the array. A couple of other related notes. One is that we did approve the Senate's proposed revisions to general education. And again, the Senate did a lot of really thoughtful and careful work to look at the current gen ed program that we have and make some very thoughtful and careful revisions. One of those I'm particularly excited about is the universalization of the first year seminar. So we'll have all first year students take first year seminar. That's an industry-wide best practice. We've piloted that over the last couple of years and seen very good results. The students have had very positive results, and a lot of that is due to the work of Dr. Leah Chambers, who's really leading that effort, but also the faculty who have been teaching in the first year seminar. They have a heart for first year students, really leaned into this process of kind of helping the students really get ready to be as successful as possible. Also want to mention a couple of small, I think, positive changes about our honors program. I don't think we've talked about the honors program all that much, but we have over 800 undergraduate students across the 3 campuses in our honors program. Great students, great community among those honors students. We have them take honors seminars, or we offer those honors seminars to them. They're special topics courses that meet gen ed requirements. That's one of the sort of benefits they have of being in the honors program. One of the things we've done is modify the design of those courses so that they're really something that students can take in their first 2 years. So as they're working through their general education program, in the first couple of years, they can take those honors seminars that fits within their schedule. We're also working this fall to have incoming first year students, honor students, where it fits to have them take those honor seminars in their very first semester. So they're having that nice curricular classroom experience in a special topics course in the first semester. So we're very excited to have that done. And really the leadership of of the honors program. It's a small but mighty crew. We have 3 faculty honors directors, 1 on each campus: Lenore Barbian at the Edinburgh campus, Jim Lyle at the Clarion campus, and then Stephen Brooks at the California campus, and also 3 staff members: Shelley McCall at the Edinburgh campus, Tabitha Stolzenbach at the Clarion campus, and Kimberly Orsleen at the Cal campus. They keep the trains running on time and really serve the students well. To keep my remarks short, I'm going to indulge in giving you a light homework assignment. It's voluntary. There will be no quiz at the next Council Trustees meeting. Just to look at our website, a couple different places. One is just to look at information about our Peak at Penn West initiative. Dr. Anderson talked about this at community luncheon today. I'm very excited about this. This is an initiative that kind of brings under one roof really sort of consistent things we're doing in the community. One is providing entrepreneurial and small business, small nonprofit support to community businesses, but in doing that in a way that gives our students opportunities to engage in experiential learning. So it's something that's really serving communities in Western Pennsylvania, but also giving our students great experiential learning. And we're doing that across all 3 campuses and across a number of different areas. Just want to thank Chris Lantinen, who's our Director of Entrepreneurship, who is really leading a lot of the Peak initiatives, and also Juanis Vega, who is an Associate Dean in the College of Science, Technology, and Business, and also the Executive Director of our School of Business. And then 2 academic departments in particular that are involved in this are our Department of Business, Economics, and Communications, and also our Department of Computing and Engineering Technology. They really get their students out there doing really great practical work and serving the community. So appreciate them. And then also just suggest you Google the Penn West Career Center. We've talked a lot about career development, the Career Center, leadership of Dr. Josh Domitrovich and the great team that he has. If you go to the Career Center website, you'll scroll down a little bit, you'll see we have a career conversation guide. This is something we kind of soft launched, and of course we're going to continue to lean in and evolve all the things we're doing with career development from the day the students step onto campus till well after graduation. The Career Conversation Guide is something that's meant to help students engage in a conversation with themselves and also with their peers and also with faculty members and Career Center staff, asking them really 4 questions as they go through their time here at Penn West, to think about what they want to do, how they prepare to do that, how they benefit from experiential learning, and how do they make connections to their first career job after graduation. Anybody can use that guide. We're going to make sure that that's built in, again, to our first year experience seminar that's going to be required of all students coming into the university. So we're very excited about that. I was talking with a prospective student about 2 weeks ago. I printed out one thing to give the student, and that was a copy of the Career Conversation Guide, a PDF. And I can tell you that student was very excited, student and her parent very excited to see that guide. So I think it's excellent, not just as a tool that students can use, but as a recruitment tool as well. Right? It's showing the promise of what we do for our students. Well, that concludes my report. Any questions?
You've done phenomenal work
Thank
with
you.
this, and I'm just wondering, is this these initiatives that you've led with the team, have you been able to spread this throughout PASSHE so that the other PASSHE schools, or is it something you don't want to spread? I mean, it's phenomenal.
Well, thank you. I mean, I think every PASSHE school has, I meet regularly with the other chief academic officers, and the Office of the Chancellor is definitely dedicated to taking best practices that they see at one PASSHE school and sharing them with the other PASSHE school. I haven't really shared all the secret sauce, but definitely we see each other as collaborators more than competitors, and so we do talk about these things on a regular basis. Thanks. Okay, well, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Fisher. Next, we will receive an enrollment update from Darren Wagner. Darren is the Vice President of Strategic Enrollment Management.
Thank you, Vice Chair Pickett. Good afternoon, everybody. I think most of you know I'm relatively new to the organization, so my report continues to evolve. But as I lead here, I want to acknowledge the support that I've been given across the institution by all divisions, whether it's JD, Dr. Fensky, Kelly mentioned it earlier. I've been extremely impressed with the support, the engagement, and the productivity of all divisions across the institution. We talk about recruitment being everybody in the institution's job, and it's certainly, that's a mantle that's been picked up across the organization. As we're in the middle of the recruitment season, I'm going to talk a lot about leading indicators and about what we're trying to do, and I have a few examples here on the slides. But really what we've focused on doing as I come into this recruitment cycle, the team is focused on targeted activity, quality engagement, and timely communication. And with that in mind, we'll talk a little bit about financial aid. So very pleased that financial aid offers went out earlier than they have last year and on time or earlier than most of our peers. So we've packaged our students. Most of our financial aid offers and packages were out early March, and they continue to go out as they're complete. From a policy standpoint, we've made one major policy update. Now for graduate students, we are considering part-time to be 3 credits and full-time to be 6 credits. And this is for financial aid purposes only. What this allows students to do is find a schedule that meets their needs while still meeting financial aid. Next slide, please. Again, as I mentioned, we're in the middle of the admissions season, so I wanted to talk about some of the leading indicators that we have here. As you can see from an undergraduate enrollment standpoint, our applications, a prime leading indicator, are advanced over last year at this time. Our admitted students are ahead of pace, and our deposited students are ahead of pace. All these are leading to us being on or ahead of target to meet our CPP goals for the year. Now, I think it's a little dangerous for me to put that out there at this point, and I'll have a better report at our next meeting, but I'm very confident in the numbers that we're developing at this point. Some of the targeted activity we've had, admitted student days, we're seeing a greater return than we have in our engagement than we have in past years. JD had mentioned honor students. We've seen a growth in the honor students participating, and these are wonderful events for us for engagement, generating deposits, and working towards MELT as well. The students come on campus, they have a wonderful experience, and we tend to yield them at a higher rate. Something that was mentioned earlier, dual enrollment. We're seeing tremendous growth in our dual enrollment. It grew significantly last year and continues to grow. We're pacing ahead of last year. Dual enrollment is very important to us for several reasons. One, we want to engage students in college grade curriculum early while they're in high school, but these are also pipeline events for us as well, pipeline opportunities. We hope very much to yield these students into Penn West, either one of our face-to-face campuses or online as we move forward. And then I also have a graduate snapshot here for us as well. We're trending ahead there from our leading indicators as well. Applications are up, admits are up, and deposits, since the time of this report, have come down a little bit. We're still trending ahead of last year. And these are all fall numbers. We're also trending ahead in all marks for our summer enrollment as well. Next slide, please. A couple of our marketing and operations pieces, and again, these are done, many of these are done in conjunction with our marketing team, but we're looking at extending the brand refresh, making sure that we're consistent with all the work that the marketing team has done in our communications. We have some targeted audience campaigns, and we've talked about these to some extent before, but I want to reinforce them. Our military and veterans outreach, our undergraduate online. Now, this is both for traditional age students that we're looking to grow our engagement, as well as our adult learner population. And then from a programmatic and audience-based marketing standpoint, it's been mentioned several times, again, our adult learner strategy, which is also part of our undergraduate online strategy. And then the last piece, which is pretty important to us from an operations standpoint, is fraud prevention measures that we've put in. Across the industry, there has been a growing instance of fraud related to online enrollments. Fraudulent enrollments looking to get financial aid refunds or get into our academic systems in different ways and basically do no good. So we've put measures in place to identify these potential fraudsters prior to admission to the institution and gaining access to any of our systems. So just a brief update, brief report. I hope to have more in our next meeting, but happy to take any questions.
Graduate, 605 versus 422, the applications versus the admits.
Yes.
Is that because we didn't accept them, or is that because they applied and then decided they didn't want to come to our university?
There's a variety of things that are going on in there. Some of the applicants need reviewed by the departments for admission. Some of them need to provide materials, and some of it could be just the general timing. That was a snapshot. So if we had, it takes some time to process applications. So there's a variety of reasons, but it's not due to a high number of rejections.
So if a student graduates and gets an undergraduate degree from Penn West University, are they guaranteed a seat in graduate school, or do they still have to compete for that seat? In other words, can a department say, yeah, I know you graduated, but we don't want you in our master's program?
There's a variety of qualifications the students need to have to get into certain of our programs. So somebody who graduated, and I would actually, JD left. So I would look to him on some of the requirements, but it depends on what field they want to go in and what their previous field was. So if you had a business undergraduate, yes, we would accept them into the MBA. Now, some of the nursing programs, if you're changing course of study, you might need to do some additional requirements.
But if it's the same academic study,
yes. And we're looking to engage our alumni through different programs to incent them to continue their education in their master's studies.
great, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We now have a joint report from the Finance Administration and the Student Affairs Committees. Committee Chair, Trustee Oberlander. Please share your report. Okay, I will share her report. A joint meeting of the Finance and Administration Committee and the Student Affairs Committee was held on March 31st. The meeting provided an update of the university's proposed capital spending plan for fiscal years 2026 through 2031. The final plan will be submitted to PASHE in May. The proposed capital projects total $220,000. The requested capital funds are allocated to PASHE through the Department of General Services. In addition, the committees reviewed proposed rates for the fiscal year 2026 through 2027 related to student fees, housing, and meal plans. Now I'd like to turn it over to Finance and Administration's Interim Vice President and CFO, Betsy Epps.
Good afternoon. I'd like to ask Dr. Fensky to join me up here, and I'd like to make a comment about that. The way I've learned that Penn West works is with whatever players meet the need. And because Susan oversees all of what students are doing, and because students speak with her about what their desires, wants, needs, and plans are, it helps to have her involved in planning of fees. It's hugely important, actually. So In looking at our fees for next year, I'm going to have Susan speak about those. I'm going to speak about the capital spending plan to begin with. Our capital spending plan is based on the Board of Governors policy. And what happens is annually, the universities put together a priority list of what their capital plan should be. That list is submitted to PASHE the beginning of May. And from the time that it is submitted, it goes to the Board of Governors and then to the Department of General Services for allocation. Now, our plan, which is a rolling plan, a 5-year rolling plan, has over $220 million worth of desired need. The challenge with that is that PASHE gets $70 million a year, and it goes among all of the PASHE schools. So there's no way it can all be funded, but we need to identify what the demand is in order to identify how we are going to address it. You'll notice on the listing that we address the top priorities first. Macomb Fieldhouse renovation at Edinburgh, and Mandarino Library renovation at California, and Moore Hall renovations, repairs at Clarion. So we look at all of our campuses, we look at what the demands are for students, for research, for faculty, for our community, and then we identify how to reach that need. Unfortunately, our need is greater than we have money for. The next piece of information is that we are looking at the transcript fee for students who, as they graduate, ask for transcripts from the university. Sorry, it's my stupidity. Action item, so you have looked at the capital spending plan as part of the vote taken earlier. Is there any question about the capital spending plan proposed for years 26 through 31?
I have a question. We've seen some of these on for the past several years, and the figure has always stayed the same. I can't imagine that any of those actuals are going to be the same as what we're asking for. Is there a mechanism in PASHE for us to update the cost estimates?
What
or
I
is
can-
is it immaterial what that number's on there?
What I can tell you is that when something is funded, when something is identified for funding, then there's a full review done of it and an identification of what the true cost is. Annually, we see an increase of anywhere from 5 to 10% in construction and reconstruction costs. Depends on the year, depends on the activity which is being asked. But PASHE, as far as I understand it, understands that there is a growing need, and we are using numbers which could be as old as 2 or 3 years old.
Okay, so it's accepted. They understand that these numbers are placeholders.
The process is accepted. I don't know that the new number is welcomed. Different language. It's accepted, but not happily.
Okay, my other question has to do with what would be done to a building for renovation. Does Penn West get a say in it? Or is this GSA decides what renovation means to a library or to a gymnasium facility?
My experience so far is that the university which is represented has a great deal of conversation and input into the changes. In fact, when the project is reviewed, it's reviewed based upon the changes the university is putting forward.
Okay.
So it's customized based on the university, not based on what the Department of General Services says.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Usually a local committee that walks through the process. We went through when we renovated Tippin. So there were members from athletics and the administration who would talk about need, and it gets drilled down to the point where can we eliminate this hallway to make the wrestling room bigger? Like it is discussed based on the university's need.
Thank you.
Mark, we're going through that process right now with a feasibility study on Macomb, and that's the first step. Is we have an architect working with that committee, walking through every piece of the building to see what the priorities are and what we can fit in the plan.
Great, thank you.
Are there any other questions? Can I assume that your earlier vote then? No, I can't.
I motion that the Council of Trustees approve the university capital spending plan proposed for fiscal years 2026 to 2027 through 2030 to 2031. Do I have a motion?
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second to approve the university capital spending plan proposed for fiscal years 2026, 27 through 2030-31. Any discussion on the motion?
I want to reiterate that I'm disappointed that Hendricks Hall fell off the list, but I'm realistic enough to know that it was so far low on the list that I would never see any money towards it in my lifetime. But I am disappointed that it came off the list.
Thank you, Trustee Bellini. Any other discussion on the motion? Anna, please take a roll call vote.
Trustee Bellini?
Yes.
Trustee Dugan?
Yes.
Trustee Dunbar?
Yes.
Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee John?
Yes.
Trustee Kennedy?
Yes.
Trustee Logue?
Yes.
Trustee Maggi?
Yes.
Trustee Nikolai?
Yes.
Trustee Oberlander?
Yes.
Trustee Pape?
Yes.
Trustee Pickett?
Yes.
Trustee Weaver?
Yes.
Trustee Whitson?
Yes.
Trustee Yamba?
The motion is carried. The next, I'm sorry.
We are planning to raise the transcript fee from $10 per request to $12 per request. Now, that may seem as if it is a minuscule amount, but if you consider the number of graduates we have every year and the number of transcripts that are requested, what we're doing is covering the U.S. mail costs. Anyone who is requesting a transcript for overseas will pay for the overseas distribution cost. Now I'm going to turn it over to my friend Susan.
So moved.
Oh,
They have to take a vote.
no, they don't.
Right? No, you don't have to do that? Okay. All right. So next up, we have the proposed student fees, which actually, Betsy, some of these are yours.
Sorry.
That's all right. So two of them listed here are the student center fee and the rec center fee. Oh, maybe they're all mine. We didn't do the other ones? Okay, yep, all right. So what you'll see here are slight increases from the current rate of $324 per semester to $325 per semester. And what you see below them, the 27 and 36, are the current credit breakdowns, per credit breakdown. We are requesting the small increase in the student fee to continue to stay at a healthy rate of being able to invest back in our 3 student centers. And we certainly do not make money on the student centers. We continue to reinvest in them, as I said, so that the students can enjoy all three of those student centers. We've talked about Pogue today. We've talked about the relocation of Gemmel to Suites on Main South. And also, Natali is a very vibrant center for student activities at the California campus. And then the rec center fee, you'll see there, has a further increase as we do the analysis for the number of students that we have on each campus, the amount of cost that it takes for us to operate those facilities, the maintenance, the upkeep, the equipment associated with them, and some programming comes out of those dollars as well. And the same with this, we are trying to continue to bring in enough revenue so that we can reinvest in the facilities for the students. And we engage in discussions, as Betsy said, we engage in discussions with the students about that. We've had conversations with the student leaders about these proposed fees, and they understand as well. And if any of the student trustees want to speak to this, this is necessary for us to keep offering a solid student experience in these buildings. So we do, for those of you who haven't been on all three campuses, to see those facilities, as I said, we have 3 student centers. The rec center at the Edinburgh campus is embedded in the student center, but it does have a separate operating budget. So I will be happy to answer any questions that you all have about that.
I have a motion that the Council of Trustees approve the 2026-27 student fees.
So moved.
We have a motion and we have a second to approve the 2026-27 student fees. Any discussion on the motion? Anna, please take a roll call vote.
Trustee Bellini?
Yes.
Trustee Dugan?
Yes.
Trustee Dunbar?
Yes.
Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee John?
Yes.
Trustee Kennedy?
Yes.
Trustee Logue?
Yes.
Trustee Maggi?
Yes.
Trustee Nikolai?
Yes.
Trustee Oberlander?
Yes.
Trustee Pape?
Yes.
Trustee Pickett?
Yes.
Trustee Weaver?
Yes.
Trustee Whitson?
Yes.
Trustee Yamba? The motion carries.
Okay, the next item for your consideration are the proposed room rates for next year. What you will see here are the room types across all of Penn West. We have about a bazillion of them, actually. Again, all the buildings are different. They are all configured differently, and what we have tried to do, this has been something we have taken baby steps into for the last 6 years. What we've tried to do is get to Penn West rates so that we are not having a problem with competition from campus to campus. That's problematic from an admissions standpoint. That's problematic when we're trying to recruit a wide variety of students, a wide variety of athletes. It becomes difficult for us to having multiple rates for essentially the same rooms. So what you will see here are the current rates in the 4 columns in the middle, and then our proposed, finally, Penn West rates. You will see some of them stay the same, some of them are small increases, and some of them, 1 or 2 of them, are even a decrease as we have gotten to standardizing the fee across all 3 campuses. I would be happy to answer any questions you all have about that. Okay.
I motion that the Council of Trustees approve the 2026-27 room rates. Do I have a motion? We have a motion. We have a second to approve the 2026-27 room rates. Any discussion on the motion? Anna, please take a roll call vote.
Trustee Bellini?
Yes.
Trustee Dugan?
Yes.
Trustee Dunbar?
Yes.
Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee John?
Yes.
Trustee Kennedy?
Yes.
Trustee Logue?
Yes.
Trustee Maggi?
Yes.
Trustee Nikolai?
Yes.
Trustee Oberlander?
Yes.
Trustee Pape?
Yes.
Trustee Pickett?
Yes.
Trustee Weaver?
Yes.
Trustee Whitson?
Yes.
Trustee Yamba? The motion carries.
And one more item for your consideration is the proposed meal plan rates for next year. And again, this is standardized across all three university or all three campuses. And if you'll remember, we moved to a single dining vendor 2 years ago. So it is much easier for us to make these adjustments. What you will see here are increases based on the CPIU, which is increased at 4.1% for next year. The university has added no other increase on top of the CPIU, and that is a contractual obligation based on our contract with the vendor. Any questions?
Is this a part of the contract? Is there a possibility that we could be under next year when the school starts or in December? Or does the contract mean that whatever the rate is set for the CPIU, that's it for the 12 months? Or was this variable by quarter?
Oh, no, it's for the year. Yeah,
It's for the
that's
whole-
that's
the whole
standard
school
set.
year.
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so the rates will be the same for students and their families for planning purposes for both semesters.
So it's a wash for the university?
Correct.
It's not a net loss, it's not a
Correct.
net gain?
Correct. We will not bring any additional revenue in for the university. This is
Okay.
based on vendor cost.
So how do we fund replacements of kitchen equipment and glassware and
Yep.
forks? And
So we plan for that. We plan for that when we build the dining budgets.
So the dining budget is not this?
It
The
is,
dining
it
budget
is.
different?
It's in addition to it, yes, but we've had increases over the years that have allowed us to have that. And we take increases very seriously. We do not want to make additional increases on years that we are making increases in other places for students. So there have been years that we have made increases beyond the CPIU in order to fund the other components, but this is not one of them, as we're trying not to increase. As actually Dr. Anderson asked, let's not increase anything, and we're like, ooh, we can't do that. So yes, this is just a CPIU increase that we're asking for this year.
Okay, thank you.
I can tell you that the general operating budget also has a component of it which includes capital expenditures in areas like this. So while we never have enough money to do everything, when the dish machine breaks down and it must be replaced, there's money to do that.
Thank you, Betsy. So in reality then, it costs us to run a dining facility.
Yes.
It comes out of our operating budget as well.
It comes out of the auxiliary operating budget.
Yes.
The auxiliary
Okay.
dining, yes. Generally, auxiliaries are self-sufficient and often lately funnel money back to E&G functions.
Thank you.
Any further questions? I motion that the Council of Trustees approve the 2026-27 meal plan rates.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second to approve 2026-27 meal plan rates. Any discussion on the motion? Anna, please take a roll call vote.
Trustee Bellini?
Yes.
Trustee Dugan?
Yes.
Trustee Dunbar?
Yes.
Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee John?
Yes.
Trustee Kennedy?
Yes.
Trustee Logue,
Yes.
Trustee Maggi,
Yes.
Trustee Nikolai,
Yes.
Trustee Oberlander,
Yes.
Trustee Pape,
Yes.
Trustee Pickett,
Yes.
Trustee Weaver,
Yes.
Trustee Whitson,
Yes.
Trustee Yamba. The motion carries.
Thank you.
We will now move to the Advancement Committee report, and this report can be found on page 66 of your packet. Trustee Nikolai.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Advancement Committee last met on March 24th and discussed the Day of Giving, the quiet phase of the capital campaign, and the potential naming of the College of Science, Technology, and Business. I'll now turn it over to Vice President Geiger for the advancement report.
Thank you, Trustee Nikolai. It's always nice when you go last. There's fewer people in the stands, but I'm happy to be with you this afternoon, and I will share a few slides and some information. Take my glasses off for that. These are fundraising numbers through the month of March. We are at 93% of our goal in dollars, and we are at 85% of our goal towards number of alumni donors. So we continue to see growth year over year, which is great. We'll talk a little bit more in a few minutes about the campaign, but feeling and seeing the confidence from our alumni and our communities is very positive. Our Day of Giving, going back to 2023, we've seen growth across the campuses, across Penn West wide every year. There was a positive blip last year on the Clarion campus. You maybe recall that we renamed the football field in honor of Coach Jacks. That generated a lot of one-time gifts during Giving Day, which weren't really repeatable for us. So even though we continue to reach out to those donors, we're kind of where we are in terms of comparison to last year. But we've seen positive growth year over year in dollars and in donors as well, except for that. So the team is doing a great job in reaching out, partnering with our communications and marketing colleagues to share that message, to continue to grow the pipeline for donors. The campaign task force, Dr. Anderson talked about that during the community luncheon. We've gotten some fantastic ideas from faculty, from department chairs about potential campaign priorities. We've met with, I think, just about almost every academic department now. We're working with athletics. We'll work through the master plan as well, trying to generate from like a grassroots level what's important to folks from the campaign, what's going to make a difference to our opportunities to recruit students, to retain students, to teach, to conduct research, et cetera. So it's great to see the buy-in from our colleagues across campus to help build those priorities. We'll do probably, I would say by the next meeting, we'll have some of this information to share back with you so you can see the kind of things that folks are pushing forward from ideas. But it's really been a great time for faculty, for departments to dream a little bit, right? Like it's not been the easiest handful of years, so talking about a campaign, it really provides that optimism and that look forward to what we're going to do as we go forward. Thank you. John shared this number also. We're at 16.7 through March for a campaign perspective, so we're real happy with where that number is. In the quiet phase, we are working with some of our larger donors, and we'll continue to do so. But again, seeing that momentum come back in terms of giving has really been a very positive sign as we plan a campaign. Our alumni website, this is just a little snapshot from it. This has been relaunched to really kind of give some new opportunities for alumni to engage. Working with admissions, you'll see refer a student. That's where you can click. You go to the adult learners page, which we saw earlier, and really how can we engage our alumni in that very important work. Sharing opportunities, that takes folks to our career planning operation, where Josh Jomitrovich, who you heard from earlier today. So how can our alumni connect with students? How can they provide internship, co-op opportunities, et cetera, trying to make that easier as we go forward. Alumni in the classroom, long a wish of our president to find ways to connect back alumni that can actually come either via Zoom or into a classroom to teach. So we launched this. I think I got 8 requests within the first 2 days. So we'll vet those. We'll make sure we get the right person in the right classroom at the right time. But to see that kind of engagement has been fantastic. And then give back, right? That's where all this hopefully leads to with engaging our alumni. So I just wanted to share that. Our alumni team's doing great work in terms of reaching out and engaging. Upcoming events, Penn West Night at PNC Park is coming up in July. That's a fantastic event, great number of people, so if possible, we'd love to see you all there. Distinguished Alumni Awards on Clarion, they were last February. Cal's actually this Saturday, and then Edinburgh's are May 1st. And then do mark your calendars for homecoming, Edinburgh October 2nd and 3rd, Clarion back to a more normal time, October 9th and 10th, and Cal's October 23rd and 24th. We've talked about athletics throughout the day. We just continue to really have fantastic athletic operations across the 3 campuses. At Cal, men's basketball captured the PSAC basketball championship in a super exciting game. They beat Gannon, who was the eventual D2 national champion. We talked about flag football. Their inaugural season has been fantastic. And we talked about Point Park game. That was good too. And track and field athletes competing in the NCAA Nationals. Clarion, for the 4th straight year, Clarion diving coach Heath Calhoun, let's slow down, was named the Division II Women's Diving Coach of the Year. And we talked about Luna's great career as well, but just fantastic career that she and Heath have had so far as well. Clarion women's basketball team made the PSAC playoffs for the 2nd year in a row. And swimming and diving saw 4 women and 4 men qualify for the 2026 NCAA Division II Swimming and Diving Championships. And at Edinburgh wrestler Jared McGill advanced to the 2nd day of the NCAA Championships. Women's basketball competed in the first round of the NCAA Regionals. Wheelchair basketball competed in the Nationals in Arizona. And Caitlin swam 3 events, the 50 freestyle, 100 freestyle, and the 100 backstroke at the NCAA Championship. So our student athletes, you guys do great. You really help. That's one place where we really connect alumni back to the legacy, to the colors, to the mascots and everything. So continue to do great work. The Advancement Committee took under consideration a proposal to name the College of Science, Technology, and Business the Eberly College of Science, Technology, and Business. The college was originally named the Eberly College in 1996 at Cal. The Eberly family have donated nearly $7 million to the Penn West legacy campuses. The Advancement Committee would therefore recommend that the Pennsylvania Western University College of Science, Technology, and Business carry forward that name and change the name officially to the Eberly College of Science, Technology, and Business.
I motion that the Council of Trustees approve the resolution to name the Pennsylvania Western University Eberly College of Science and Technology and Business.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and we have a second to approve the resolution to name the Pennsylvania Western University Eberly College of Science, Technology, and Business. Any discussion on the motion? Anna, please take a roll call vote.
Trustee Bellini.
Yes.
Trustee Dugan.
Yes.
Trustee Dunbar.
Yes.
Trustee Jones.
Yes.
Trustee John.
Yes.
Trustee Kennedy.
Yes.
Trustee Logue.
Yes.
Trustee Maggi.
Yes.
Trustee Nikolai.
Yes.
Trustee Oberlander. Trustee Oberlander. Trustee Pape.
Yes.
Trustee Pickett.
Yes.
Trustee Weaver.
Yes.
Trustee Whitson.
Yes.
Trustee Yamba.
Thank you for joining this afternoon. Our next quarterly meeting will be scheduled for June 25th and will be held at Edinburgh campus. At this time, I entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting. Do we have a motion? We have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor to the motion to adjourn, say aye. Aye.
Yay.
Any opposed?
Aye.
The ayes have it. We are adjourned.